Good morning from our motel room in Kelowna. Today is our last day here. Yesterday we did a bunch of stuff, but we didn't get a few things done that we wanted to get done, so we are going to head to a vineyard that overlooks the Okanagan Lake today, which is going to be great. And we're also going to go paddleboarding on a lake that we drove past on the way here, which was like really turquoise blue. We found a little spot to go paddleboarding there. The sun is out, it's mid-September, it's like 25 degrees Celsius, and there is not a single cloud in the sky, so let's go. We're going to be driving towards home after we're done here in Kelowna because the trip is starting to come to an end, so we're going to start heading towards home. There's a really cool campsite we saw that was in Glacier National Park. It's first come, first serve, so fingers crossed we're going to be there tonight. If not, who knows, we'll figure it out. But that's the original plan. But yeah, we're really excited for the day. Weather looks gorgeous. Let's go drink some wine with a view. So we're en route right now to our first stop of the day, which is a winery. We are going to one of the most popular ones here, Quails Winery, which is in West Kelowna. So we just crossed over the bridge, just drove around the lake, the Okanagan Lake, and we are heading to West Kelowna. We are only 7 minutes away, so it's only about 20 minutes from where we were staying. So I'm kind of hoping that we get a nice view over the vineyards and the lake. I'm not 100% sure if we will, but you know, the place actually opens at 11. we're scheduled to arrive at 6 minutes past 11. We didn't know. We typed into Google and it was like, this place doesn't open for 10 minutes. We were like, oh crap. So we left like 10 minutes later than we were going to. But yeah, so we're literally going to get there like as it opens. So hopefully we'll get a nice seat on the patio. Or we'll just look like drunks. Or we'll just look like drunks. We'll be the only people there sipping on a glass of wine at 11 AM. I was looking at the wineries around here and I saw Quails on the map, and then I remembered when we used to work in Florida, everyone would go wild for the Quails Chardonnay, and I was like, that really rings a bell, why is it? And then I remembered Quails. That's the reason we chose this one, because when I worked in Florida, everyone would be like, oh my god, the Quails Chardonnay is fantastic. So let's try it. I've never tried it. I want to try it. I could buy a bottle from the shop, but you know, I'm here now. There's a lot of vineyards around here. So we were kind of embarrassed about being the first people here, but it turns out the car park's like half full already and it's 11:05. So we're not the first people here, and there's already a wine tour bus here. So it might already be busy, but at least we won't look like drunks because there's other people here. We're not really sure how it works. Don't know if you have to do a tasting. Don't know if you can just show up for a glass of wine. So I will let you know once we go in and figure it out. Only one way to find out, isn't there? Just go in and do it. I feel like we used to be really awkward about that, being like, oh, I don't know. I feel like I've got older and now I don't care. I'm going to go, hello, I'd like a glass of wine. How do I do that, please? I'm going to put the big camera away because I always get really embarrassed taking the big camera in. Like someone's going to be like, you can't film in here, which is fair. If you can't film in there, you can't film in there. But I feel like with the big microphone and the big camera, it always looks a bit like less inconspicuous. So I'm going to bring my phone in. We're going to get some nice candid shots of Danielle drinking a Chardonnay. I'm excited. 11 AM, let's drink a glass of wine. Are we sophisticated ladies? Do sophisticated ladies drink wine at 11 AM? Yes, they do, Brenna. Then we're sophisticated ladies. Can I go in Crocs? Is there a dress code? I think I might have to put some real shoes on. I don't think I can go in Crocs. I'm going to change my shoes, but that's all. Okay. It's giving fancy vibes. There's a little waterfall outside. There's this park. Feels like I can go to a nice hotel. There's a little underdress, but I'm not wearing Crocs anymore. That's exactly what I said I wanted. I think I'm going to have to try the Chardonnay. She's been banging on about it so much. And I don't know if I like rosé. Maybe let's try rosé. Gewürztraminer. I'm still firmly a red wine drinker, so I'm just going to get 3 red wines, I think, because the white wine wasn't meant for me. Not for me, but this view. Is that for you? Here's a view is for me.
How fantastic is that view? Honestly, I can't recommend this highly enough. I feel like I recommend everything extremely highly, but we just did some really cool things, I guess. Unfortunately, there was a lot more clips of me and Brenna discussing our thoughts on every single wine we tried, but there was a lot of music on in the background, and for copyright reasons, we couldn't use it. So here's Brenna sipping one instead. She's saying, "Oh yeah, I like that one," in case you didn't catch that. Yeah, totally recommend. You've got to go.
Okay, so we just finished our tasting at the Quails Winery here in Okanagan, West Kelowna. I started with a white wine, tried the Chardonnay because Danielle was banging on about it in the car ride on the way here, and I was like, I need to try the Chardonnay. I don't like white wine. I knew I didn't like white wine, but yesterday I had such success with the cider because I thought I didn't like cider, and then I tried it and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So today I was like, maybe it's 2 for 2. Maybe I like white wine. I don't like white wine. So I just skipped all the white wines and went for the 3 fullest bodied reds they had, and I liked the fullest of the collection, which was called the Hermitage? I don't know, but it was really nice. Yeah, it was great. It was $15 each, plus tax, plus tip, and nice view. I feel like because we got here early, we got one of those good tables. I don't know if you get a good table if you get here a bit later, but didn't feel weird drinking wine at 11 a.m. Yeah, great experience.
It was great. I definitely recommend it. Some of the other tastings we did yesterday, they were good, but it was like one-on-one. Person was stood there. She poured our wine, she left us, she told us about it. We got a chance to just enjoy it and not feel like we had to awkwardly drink it right in front of them. So overall, 10 out of 10, my favourite tasting so far. It turns out I like white wine. Brenna doesn't, but now we know that. And we already knew what Brenna liked. She likes the heaviest, fullest red there is. And I like the more subtle notes. The views are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I'd just come here just to look at the view. Look at that.
Now we're gonna go paddleboarding.
Okay, now for the most exciting part of the day. I'm hot. Let's go paddleboarding. So we actually spotted this lake a couple of days ago when we were driving into Kelowna, and we looked at it and we thought that looks like a beautiful lake. We should paddleboard on that. And then after a bit of research, it turns out you actually can paddle on it. So that's exciting. So that's why we're going there. On the way there, it was about 40 minutes from where we were, and I had some car snacks. I'm actually at traffic lights here, so I could have fed myself. Clearly, I'm just a spoilt brat, or Brenna loves me. Hopefully, just Brenna loves me and I'm not a brat. Huh. Looks bloody nice, doesn't it?
So we've just turned up at the Kalamalka Lake, and we just found a sign for Glacier National Park. So we're about 40 minutes away from Kelowna, north of Kelowna, on a different lake, not on the Okanagan Lake, we're on a different lake. But look how blue the water is. The sun's not actually out right now, there's a big cloud, but the water is like completely blue, like turquoise blue. We're just trying to work out, we've never been here before, so we're just trying to work out what side to go on. There's no one paddleboarding here, but we saw a lot of people with paddleboards on the other side, so we're going to go look at the other side before we drag all our stuff down and work out where the best spot is. But so far, it's bloody beautiful.
Okay, yeah, we're going to go scope out the other side now. We're about halfway across and see, because I saw some ladies packing down paddleboards over there, and that one there's got like a swimming rope around it, so we're not sure if that means you're only meant to swim there, and like, oh yeah, look, this side doesn't have any rope, and it's really still. I think we're coming over here.
This side of the lake is definitely looking lovely. It's very still, there's no wind over here. The geese are a little bit scary though. They are scaring me a bit. Yesterday's video, I found out I like cider and we stocked up, and I'm going to enjoy one right now because the sun's out. For a second there we were debating whether or not to actually bump it up. We were being really lazy and we were like, should we do it or not? Oh, we have to drive for 2.5 hours. Like, oh, I don't know how to do it. And then I watched that other lady get hers out and I was immediately jealous. I was like, just do it. If you were wondering, it takes us about 10 minutes with 2 people to pump it up. Obviously I do most of the work, as you probably just saw. But yeah, it takes us about 10 minutes, and it's not too difficult until the end. When the PSI gets to like 10 to 15, then it's really hard. But we've also got a double paddleboard so that both of us can go on it at the same time. And we got it from Amazon for like $200. And we've used it a bunch. Good purchase. I'm gonna go out on my own for a little bit first. Danielle's gonna sit here and admire from the shore. Let's go. So beautiful here. I'm right by the swimming net though because I don't have a life jacket, so I'm on my knees and I'm right by the swimming net just in case, but it's so beautiful here. It's so beautiful. When we drove past, the colour was like turquoise, like really, really blue. Kind of like Lake Louise almost, or like Peyto Lake. But like, I didn't realise you could get that outside of the mountains, which might sound stupid, but what a beautiful colour of this lake.
So I was actually a little bit nervous to go out there because this lake was really big and really deep and I didn't have a life jacket on. So I was terrified of falling in and the water was cold. So I just stayed in the little swimming net and looked like a bit of an idiot. So that's why there's not many clips of me. Once we were done, we packed down. To be honest, we weren't really out there that long on the water before we decided to, you know, call it a day because we've got a first come first serve campsite to get to. Look at this cute little Doug. He was really friendly. So yeah, we had to dry down the paddleboard and head on our way.
Nice parking. Okay, we just packed down the paddleboard. It took us about 10 minutes, dried it off, packed it away. We are now jumping in the car and we're gonna head to Glacier National Park, but the Canadian version. I didn't actually realise there was a Canadian Glacier National Park until the other day when we drove through it. We're gonna go there. We're gonna hopefully get a spot in a first come first serve campground called Illecillewaet, and it's actually about 3 hours from here. I thought it was 2.5 hours, it's actually 3 hours from here, so it's 2:15. We should be there by 5:30 at the latest. Let's go. Hopefully 5.
Get in, Brenna, we've got places to be. Stop pissing about. Get that camera at my face and get in the vehicle. I'm joking, come on. You can all come, everyone in. 3 hours.
All right.
We're now in the car. Brenna says these clips are boring because we're always in the car, but we got places to be. I ain't got time to be dilly-dallying. Got to do 2 things at once. Let's get out of here. Right. The car says we will be at the campground, Illecillewaet campground, at 5 minutes past 5, which isn't too bad. The only issue we have is if the campground's full.
That's my belt. Hang on. That's my belt.
Buckle up. We just want to get to camp a little bit early because we're camping. Obviously, we want to make food and set up and everything. We're doing that in the dark. And the next town after this campground is Golden. And the other day, all the campgrounds in Golden were like $400, which we cannot afford. So we need to find somewhere to stay. So hopefully this will be fine. Hence another clip of me in the car. We have a 2-hour, 46-minute drive ahead of us. Oh, look, a squirrel. Yeah, I'm excited to be there. We're having chili for dinner. I'm gonna have a campfire. And I'm gonna make mint s'mores. And I'm so excited about it.
Mint s'mores?
Yeah, mint aero. S'mores.
All right, I'm not going to bore you with any of the details of the drive, so
see you at the campground.
We'll be there in a minute.
So luckily we made it to the campsite in really good time. There was no traffic or anything, so we were really happy about that. And I want to know, are we the only ones when we get to a campsite that's first come first serve, you drive around every single loop to try and find the best possible spot in case you're missing out on a better spot? So once we were there, it actually probably took us half an hour to pick one because I didn't want to miss out and there'd be a better one around the corner. So we finally decided on this one here. It had a good level patch for us. It was very secluded and there was lots of space. 34. So I've done the research. This one is good. There was some better ones, but they were taken. So this was the best of what was available. And it was an RV next to us, so we knew we wouldn't have to hear the people next door to us snoring in their tent. Then we had to walk up and find the registration area. Here you can see the prices. Super easy, just as long as you have cash. Though I think it said you could write your card details on there, but to me that seems sketchy.
So we've got here after the manned shelter is closed, so we have to self-register. So it's basically like the US where you just fill in a little envelope with your campsite number and stuff like that, and then you put the cash in. So it's $24 a night to camp and $11 a night for the fire permit.
Warning, there's an ugly hat coming up. This is your warning. I'm embarrassed about the hat. So the fun thing about the fire permit is you actually get free camp wood. So you don't have to bring any wood with you and you don't have to pay extra for wood. So you can just take it from this big pile. It's like downed wood. That's cool, right? The ugly hat is coming, I promise. It wasn't a warning for nothing. brace yourself. I left Brenna in charge of getting the kindling because there's a hat. God, I'm embarrassed.
Right, we've got some thin bits for kindling. I don't really know what's going on here. Danielle does the fires, not me. I'm not very good at it. She told me to grab these pieces, so I'll grab these pieces. Danielle left me alone at the firewood. I don't know anything about firewood. And I was like, what should I take? I don't understand. And then a man came over and was like, them square ones burn really well. So I was like, I'll take those down. He was like, good choice. So I also took the big log. I like the look of. That's enough wood, isn't it? Going to indulge in one of these fireside cranberry mule ciders that we bought yesterday. This is the last one we tried. This is the really gingery one. I'm really fucking excited about it. That's so good.
Problem is we only bought a 4-pack.
That's 2 each.
That's it then, gone forever. Apparently they do ship all across Canada. This isn't an ad, but I actually might buy some.
Oh yeah, we're not sponsored by anybody.
Is this a thing everywhere? Probably not, eh?
Who knew Danielle was a pyromaniac? Not me.
You wouldn't believe I was a city gal, would you? Best fire I've ever done.
Second cider of the evening. Thank you, ma'am. Cider's gone to Brenna's head.
I just had the last sip of this can, and I was like,
Are you sure you're not sponsored?
should be, shouldn't I? How good is this steak as well? Didn't realise it. In classic Dani and Brenna fashion, we actually enjoyed sitting by the campfire and I'd drink a little bit too much and left dinner until it was dark. So we said we wanted to get here to not cook in the dark and ended up cooking in the dark anyway. But you know, that's all part of the fun camping experience, right? Look how much fun we're having cooking in the dark.
We've got a can of Tim Hortons chili and some microwave rice. And we're adding some health to us. We've got some white onion and red pepper.
I think our bed's broken.
It's actually... Yeah, no, I think that's broken.
Kind of annoying that we didn't realise the bed was broken until this late in the night, but luckily we have a few spare blankets in the car, so we laid them down on the ground and just slept on top of them with the half-deflated bed. It was actually quite a comfy night's sleep. And that dinner was actually really delicious. Chili in a can when you're camping. Elite. Simple. And them s'mores, definitely the best ones I've ever had.
Best s'more ever. That's good. Oh my god.
Should I get another one on?
Yeah.